Chaos Sonic 1 asking one of the major questions: how much Iger is in for it now? I mean, yeah, it's been one of those weeks from hell for Iger, hasn't it, Andre?
It has. So let's get into that right away, because Christopher Rufio, independent journalist, and the one who leaked the videos from Disney's Imagine Tomorrow program, where they all went out and established their virtue and everything like that, and during this open town hall meeting in the aftermath of the whole Florida debacle. You know, the one where they bragged about their not so secret gay agenda and stuff. That Christopher Rufio has leaked another internal Disney video, this time of one Bob Iger. And Tom, do you have the video ready?
No, I don't. Because I didn't know I was supposed to. That's my fault.
See if you can find it while I continue setting it up.
Heads will roll. So this is called vamping. In the business where you need to keep things going while someone else is getting ready, that's called vamping, Andre.
Yeah. Anyway, well, I will vamp a little.
I got it.
Because just to continue the setup, Christopher Rufio then leaked the video, which is from the days after January 6th of 2021, when there were certain events taking place in Washington. The legitimacy of those events is a matter of debate, but what is not debatable is how Mr. Bob Iger chose to respond to it. Let's play the clip.
Well, I mean, Bob has talked about this eloquently since he's become CEO. I'll say a couple of things about it. You know, we've tended to shy away from politics. And in doing so, I think we've shied away from talking about issues that aren't political at all, like the issues that we're talking about today. Because we believe in doing so, maybe it looks like we're taking a stand. Well, in that reality, we should be taking a stand. By the way, I take responsibility for this. I was CEO for 15 years. And so I manage the company's public-facing processes and how we were portraying ourselves. And I think that we have to be less cautious, as Bob, I think, was just alluding to, about such things and not be concerned. Like just commenting about what happened in Washington last week, that's not political on our part at all.
Let's pause it right there.
What we saw.
Because isn't that this glorious? Whenever you have, like, this man is a staunch Democrat, he's a member of the Democratic Party. He wanted to run for president for the Democratic Party. And it's funny that the moment when you have a very big Democratic talking point, that in his mind, it's not political. That's just being a good citizen of the world. It's a phrase that he did.
I've ran into that on a daily basis on Twitter.
Yeah. That it's not political as long as it's a Democrat party talking point. Then it's all good. Then we're just being good citizens.
They don't like it because then you point out to them that they've made it political. That's the problem.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm just like, it's just this extreme gasting. Like, no. All these democratic policies, that's not political. That's just being a good person.
Yeah. In fact, I ran into the same thing with Gina, right? Because a few people I was reading through this thread, or whatever you want to call it on X, when people are, the thing. And they're like, so basically Gina can't say the same exact thing that all the men do, like Pedro Pascal comparing half the country to Yahtzees. And the person's response was, well, first of all, Pedro Pascal had a point. It's like, wait, what? No, like, you're totally missing the point here, dude. You're right. It's like this cognitive dissonance that if it's a left talking point, it's technically not political or something like that. It's like, no, you have made all of these different things political, whether it's the LGBTQ stuff, whether it's the DEI stuff, whether it's, whatever it was. Maybe it wasn't, some of that stuff wasn't political years ago, but it is now. I mean, civil rights have always been political, but anyway, go ahead, Andre.
No, I didn't say anything, but
I mean, go ahead.
Yeah,
and
it's always been.
Take us back to the video. I meant.
Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to highlight that in his book, a democratic talking point, then it's not political. Just
was fundamentally wrong, and that it was rooted in hatred and disrespect and contempt.
More democratic talking points.
We should feel free as a company to comment about that without retribution. And another thing I want to say that I've learned these last 9 to 12 months.
This is before the Florida debacle.
A lot of the work we've done in terms of diversity and inclusion on screen. When we did Coco, for instance, at Pixar, a great example of that, or Tiana, or of course Black Panther is one of the great examples of that. I allowed those things to make me feel a bit complacent in a sense. It's not that I wanted to be that way, but I thought, wow, we did Black Panther. How great are we? And it.
Oh, listen to him. You know what, Bob? I'm gonna break your heart. Black Panther ain't even the best superhero movie to star a black superhero.
I think
in
that's
fact,
what he brags about.
It's at least 4th or 5th in line.
Yeah. I think what he brags about is how he was able to organize so that charitable organizations would bus people from urban areas to cinemas that otherwise wouldn't have gone,
that were paid for by these organizations
to Disney. I mean, that's probably what he's bragging about there.
Black Panther is exactly what I have been talking about in this DEI fight, and that is we need more diverse movies, not necessarily diversity in every movie, because that's just gotten kind of tiresome. We need, like, Black Panther is a perfect example of sitting down to a movie where the predominant cast members are of a group, and it makes you feel like, okay, I get it. This, although, you know, as someone mentioned, it was Black Americans' idea of what Africans actually are like. That's a different topic, but you know, I'd rather see you know, a group of Irish people getting drunk in a movie, and rather than turning that somehow diverse for no apparent reason. So I think he's disingenuous in his description of Black Panther.
Oh, absolutely he is. And to finish off my point, yeah, and the audience agrees with me. Shit, even Blank Man and Meteor Man are better movies. Fight me, I don't care.
No, Meteor Man's great, dude. And that one with Will Smith was really not that bad.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, I loved it. The one with Charlize Theron.
Yeah, I forgot the name of it, but yeah,
Hancock. Hancock. I thought that was a really good. That was an amazing film.
That movie failed because of the marketing.
It did okay, but yeah, it was bad marketing. Alex, when was this video made? It was actually made not too long after the January 6th event, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it was.
I heard him refer to it. Yeah.
Maybe like January 9th, 10th, 11th, thereabout of 2020.
Because I think he says last Saturday or something like that he referred to.
This is in the immediate days after January 6th. And of course, he is buying full into the Democratic Party narrative, which is instrumental in removing someone from the ballot 4 years hence.
Well, and I'm sure we're triggering Mike, so we might want to finish this up.
Caused me to not focus as much as I should have on the culture of the company and the environment, and in the voices that were telling those stories, as opposed to just how they were being portrayed on the screen.
Okay, so what he's saying there is more DEI stuff, right? Obviously. You shouldn't be writing these stories unless you are these stories, is what he's saying there. So, yeah.
Is there anything in that video about January 6th, though? Because that was what I was reading this morning, was that he was directly responding.
He's using that as a catalyst for Disney getting even, well, in his eyes, political, but in obviousness, it's even more political. Like, they weren't even going to.
You know what I think?
Anymore, basically.
I think that they were going to go all political all the time anyway. This wasn't a catalyst. This was the face-saving excuse
Or that, yeah.
to
The
use
excuse.
inside of the company to explain this is why we're doing this. Now we're talking out, and we're not being political. We're just being good citizens of the world, doing the right thing. And the right thing just so happens to be fully aligned with democratic talking points and democratic policies, because Bob Iger is a proud member of the Democratic Party.
And as Mike points out, this is just before Gina was fired. And to me, this also adds more credence to what we were hearing, and that was that Bob was behind the scenes fueling this whole push behind the "Don't Say Gay" thing.
For sure. Absolutely.
So he basically crippled his own company.
This clip was taken from Midnight's Edge in the Morning, which streams live every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 9 AM Pacific Time on the Midnight's Edge main channel. There you can send in your live questions and comments before clips and full stream replays are uploaded to Midnight's Edge live archives. We are also on Twitter, Rumble, Odyssey and Facebook, so smash that like, help share, subscribe and join us.